So thanks for joining the session. So today we are going to start the migration and the conversion batch, the kickstart meeting. So as part of this migration conversion, it's like what we are going to do and what we are going to achieve and the way of our procedure steps in the demo we discussed it, right? So first we are going to take the one plain system. We are going to build the new system, new ECC, EHP 8 or 7. We are going to build it. Then after that, we will do the system refresh from production. So we have the one IDS system is there. So we can transfer the data from that to here. We have the some data is there, custom data and everything, so that we can start the migration activities and followed by the conversion activities here. So these are the high level discussion we have. So discussed in the last time and also we drafted the steps as well, right? So similar approach we are going to proceed. But before that, as a introduction class today, so let me give you some information, some introduction about the S4 HANA. So there is a introduction about the S4 HANA system. So I hope everybody knows what is S4 HANA system, all those things, right? So just I will give you the some glance about from my side, right? So S4 HANA is the next generation business suite. So currently we have like so initially they have developed the R1 architecture, then R2 architecture, then R3 architecture. Now it's a S4 architecture, right? S4 HANA, S4 architecture, right? So this is the the this is the architecture SAP, the history of the R1, R2, R3, and S4. S4 is the simplified fourth generation business suite here. So S4 is the next generation of the business suite here. So the initially before that R3 was released in 1992, right? So 1992, the R3 was full-fledged into the form, right? R3 was 1992. So the release still, there are still many customers, there are still many companies, many customers, they are still using the ERP, the SAP ERP, they are still using they are using R3 architecture, they are using. So based upon the R3 version, so they are using it here. Many functionalities. So that time, so many functionalities they have added in the product. However, they have changed the several times of the first R3 to till date EHP8. They have many changes have done, many enhancements, many code fixes, bug fixes. They have done it in the R3 enterprise architecture, right? So it's a ERP architecture. They have changed it as here. So, however, after that, so they have in 2015, the first S4 HANA they have released on 2015. 2015 they was released in 2015. It's a fully rebuild version of the business suite. That time it's a rebuild version of so business suite here. Business suite system means our ECC systems, right? So that runs on the SAP proprietary database here, right? So normally nowadays we know like S4HANA will run on the SAP proprietary database. That is on the SAP HANA database only, not on the other databases here, right? So the user interface also they have changed, reviewed, they have changed as well. They have included the S4HANA system means so they are eliminating the SAP Geo Access. They have introduced the SAP Fiori. Nowadays, if you see any cloud product, we have SAP in the cloud. If you want to use the S4HANA, so cloud systems or any ABAP cloud systems, ERP cloud systems, if you want to use it, you have to use the Fiori Launchpad only. Why? Because they are slowly eliminating the SAP Logon Pad, SAP GUI, the SAP Logon Pad, they are eliminating here. So, but especially for the S4HANA, they have uses the SAP Fiori. SAP Fiori is the end user. It's kind of different flexibility too, and also new user interface to the so all the users here, right? So that is the reason they have introduced the S4HANA embedded with the Fiori or central hub with the Fiori options. They have introduced it in the S4 system. So just it's not S4 is the next advanced version of the ECC. It's a just it's not a just like upgraded version of the ECC. So they have many new functionalities they have added into the S4 system. Many new functionalities they have added. So new enhancements, new functionalities, user interface they have reviewed. So many things they have changed it here. Many things they have changed it here. It's not a just a new release of ERP. So in the new product, they have introduced the new features, new functionalities they have introduced. Our SAP component version also they have changed in the SAP version, and also it's dedicated to run only on the HANA database, right? So they have introduced the one more functionality is like here aggregation, right? There is a aggregation functionality you have introduced in the in the S4 HANA database. So to avoid the performance issues and so redundancy, they have eliminated these things here in the system. The core of the SAP system has been they have made ready to be used in the combination of analytics, mobile applications, and also nowadays cloud functionalities. They have many functionalities they have introduced in the S4 HANA system here. CRM functionalities, SCM functionalities, SRM functionalities, PLM functionalities, we can code deploy with the S4 HANA, your SCM functionalities, SRM functionalities, CRM functionalities, TM, transportation management functionalities, and with the core, so they have embedded, they have code deployed. I can say the correct word is the code deploy here, right? Code deployment here, right? So PLM. So many things we can be code deployed within the S4 system here. So and also the user interface has been adapted to the new role-based user interface. So there is the Miss Fiori. It's kind of role-based user experience of the Fiori, right? So why nowadays SAP is forcing all the customers to migrate or convert to the S4 HANA system here. Sorry, SAP announced, SAP announced, SAP announced the end of support of ERP by 2027, right? Some time ago, so they have they have 2027. Now it's 2024. Only 3 years are there here. As part of this strategy is the release of the new functionalities and also new innovations they have introduced into the S4 HANA system. So that the companies who are in the ECC version, they have to consider and also they have to migrate their data to the S4 HANA system from ERP. So most of the companies almost they have started already converting to the S4 HANA system. So why? Because it's just not only it's end of the support. Why? Because SAP it's not only like that. Whoa, SAP is going to end of the 2027. We definitely have to migrate to the convert to the S4 system. It's not only end of the support. There are the other reasons to convert to the S4 system. What are the other reasons here? Right? New functionalities, new capabilities, right? So new functionalities and new capabilities on their systems. So they are migrating to the S4 systems here. It's not all the functionalities currently available in the ERP which are there in the S4 system, right? There is a differences, right? So that's the reason. So to innovate new things on the cloud side or BTP side, ERP side, definitely you need to get the new functionalities, compatibilities, and new functionalities, features in the SAP. Definitely we need to migrate our ECC ERP systems to our S4 systems. We may have to do that one here, right? So and also compatibilities also we need to check the source system patch level also we need to check it out, right? So for source system patch levels, compatibilities, all those things we need to check it out here. So before that every customer before going for the direct conversion or migrations, they need to first of all check the scenarios. What are the possible migration scenarios we have? What are the scenarios we have currently to migrate our ECC systems to the S4 systems here? So they are the three migration scenarios possible to implement the S4 HANA. Three migration scenarios possible to implement in S4 HANA systems here. One is the new implementation. One is the new implementation here. New implementation scenario. So which means new implementation, this is called the greenfield scenario. This is called the greenfield scenario or greenfield. Let me write it here. Greenfield scenario. This is a one more scenario here. The second one is called the conversion, system conversions. Ekdam, we can convert our ECC to S4 system. Third one is the landscape. Second one is the landscape transformation here. Landscape transformation. This migration scenario is the selective data migration. Selective data migrations to the your S4 systems here. So this is the new scenario and the latest scenario landscape. Not the latest. It's some years back. It's there. But this is also there and this is also there here. So there are the three migration scenarios. Everybody should know about these scenarios here. So new implementation means a new system is installed and data is migrated from the existing SAP or non-SAP to this new system, right? So high level. And also system conversion scenario means it's a brownfield scenario. That's not the greenfield, it's a brownfield scenario here. Brownfield scenario means existing system is converted to S4HANA, including data also will be converted. So ekdam conversion. If you are meeting all the minimum prerequisites, so ekdam we can convert to the brownfield here, right? The third one is the landscape transformation. In the landscape transformation is like a selective data transition scenario, which means a new implementation, system conversion, both is combined with the both will be means selective data migration. Selective data migration. So like this, we have the three migration scenarios we have here. So when we are planning to migration, you need to select the scenario that is best meet for our capabilities and our requirement. So we need to use the dedicated scenario. We have to use it and we can migrate to the conversion here. Suppose example, the new implementation and the landscape scenario can be used. The new implementation and the first one and the third one. So when we have to use those scenario, new implementation and landscape transformation scenario can be used to implement S4 HANA cloud. S4 HANA cloud here. S4 HANA cloud. Suppose you want to go for the S4 HANA cloud, right? SaaS product, SAP SaaS product, you know, right? Software as a service. So software responsibility, infrastructure responsibility by SAP only. Only data is yours. Software as a service, right? Software also by them only, right? So in this case, so suppose you have the on-premises data is there. You want to go to the cloud level, but you don't want to take the support. So you want to go for S4HANA cloud. So then in this case, how the existing data we can move to the cloud level here, right? So in that case, we can use this approach, like the new implementation, both the scenarios can be used to cloud-based, both these two scenarios. The first scenario, the third scenario can be useful to implement the S4HANA cloud. So the system conversion is only applicable for to on-premise system to on-prem or on-prem to cloud. We can use the on-prem to on-prem brownfield. The second is for this one. But if you want to go for the cloud, S4HANA cloud, or so then that time, so you can use the data migration and everything. You can only data should be migrated here, not the entire system should be moved. Only data should be migrated to the cloud means you can use the first and the third scenarios we can use it. It depends upon the scenario here. So suppose example, if I take it out the new implementation greenfield scenario. So normally, if the conversion cannot be achieved in the one step, normally some customers in the one step, we cannot go for the conversion here. So they have some older SAP release, non-Unicode releases. So why? Because to achieve the configuration, we have the some prerequisites should be made, right? To achieve the conversion, the source system should have meet the some some prerequisites. What are those prerequisites? We should meet it here, right? So conversion was possible from some certain level to the target level S4HANA system here. What are the source system requirement here? The source system requirement to follow it here. So source system requirement. So here the source system requirement means here. So it should be a it should not be a dual stack, only above stack systems, only above only, and it should not be a not a dual stack. Simply I can write a not a dual stack systems, right? So not a dual stack systems here. It's not a dual stack systems to migrate it here. Not a dual stack systems should be migrated here, right? So that is the one thing here. And also only only Unicode systems. These all are the preparations. In the preparation phase, we need to discuss about the source system requirement. So to plan to the S4HANA creation, what is your source patch levels? What is your source system requirements here? So it's a ABAP only, not a dual stack, and also Unicode systems only, and also ECC. Suppose you are in the Suppose if we are in the ECC old version, then it should be ECC 6.0. The below versions also means ECC 5. That is also applicable, but we should have maintained the minimum patch level, the required patch level as per the strategy. But it should be ECC 6.0 or above should be applicable to our conversion. One step. This is all the one step migrations here. Source SP level as per the source SP level, we have to meet the source SP level, support pack level requirements here. So we need to consider that one as well here. And also, if any incompatibility add-ons or anything, incompatibility add-ons or plugins or anything, we need to uninstall it here. What are the incompatibility add-ons and plugins? Suppose example, the GRC review SOC and the Fiori related some of the add-ons. So those things are the incompatibility add-ons, CTS plugin, and also there is the POA SBC. There are some incompatibility add-ons are there. So those add-ons, we need to uninstall it before we go for the system conversion activities and everything here. Otherwise, you may face the errors here, right? In which phase you will face the error, I will explain. Also,
Ravi sir,
yes.
any EHP level should be?
I will explain it. What are the EHP levels we have should be there. I mean, in that part only. I will explain in it maybe in 2-3 minutes. I will explain it. Yeah, once I drop the steps, then I can explain it each and everything. So, and also we should be updated the ST API steps. Kernel also should be up to date. Why? Because in the kernel we have the R3 load and the R3 trans. This R3 load, R3 trans very helpful to export and import the packages from the source to target. So the kernel also should be updated. And also most important thing is archiving and deleting the data here. So SAP, the strongly recommending if you are upgrading, if you are converting your system from ECC to S4HANA, so just use the archive and deletion of the data here. If any data, why? Because for smoother execution to complete, just to shorten the migration timelines, SAP strongly recommending to upgrade our data to the target. Target means upgrading the data from ECC to S4HANA systems. We should consider to archive the system here, archive the some of the old data, years of data. We can plan the retention period, then we can archive the data, we can delete the data, so that data will be reduced, so that the data migration activities will be very faster here. If the huge data, it may take several hours or several days to convert the data as well. So that is the reason SAP, the step number 9, the point number 9, archiving and deletion is they are considering here, right? So regarding the regarding the conversion restriction here. So if you want to convert, these are the things we should consider if we want to go for the S4 system. It should be above stack systems only. If you are the JavaScript systems, if you are going for the S4 system, means it's not possible. If the dual stack system, you need to split it. If you are the non-Unicode system, you should convert to the Unicode. If you are the ECC systems, then what is the minimum source patch levels and what are the patch levels are required here, right? What are the patch levels are required here? So here, as per the SAP guidelines, they have some conversion restrictions are there here. Conversion, I mean to say restrictions. Means what are the patch levels and everything here. So conversion restrictions here. What are the conversion restrictions here? So if you are in the ERP 6.0, the minimum patch level. So it should be SP20, as it should be minimum should be SP20. So some customers, they are in the ECC 6 ERP 6.0, that's it. If they are in the 1920 below, they should come to the at least minimum 20, they have to plan to the upgrade. Then they can do the conversion here, right? So the conversion from the below definitely supported. This is the direct conversion is supported from the below patch levels here. ECC 6.0, SP20 minimum should be required here. Then the second one is some customers, they are in the EHP2. If you are in the EHP2 for ECC ERP 6.0, it's like SP10 is required. So then if it is the EHP3 for, so ERP 6.0, SP09 minimum patch level is required here. Then EHP42, then EHP8 for ERP 6.0, no minimum patch level, no minimum SP is required. No minimum SP is required here, which means, so if you are in the EHP below EHP4, EC 6.0 EHP4, you should meet this patch level, minimum patch level, we should meet it here. So direct conversion to the S4 system, we should meet this minimum patch level, we have to meet it here. As per the SAP restrictions, we need to meet it here. Means we need to update our patch level to minimum this patch level here. So above also fine, but you should maintain the minimum here. But if you are in the EHP4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, no minimum SP level required. Direct conversion to the ECC, sorry, S4 system. So that is fine here. So if you are the Llama or anything, we need to unrestricted SRM server. If you are Llama, SRM plugins, CTS plugins or anything which are not supported, definitely we need to delete. We need to update or uninstall the components here, right? So that is the one thing of the minimum patch levels here. Direct conversion to the S4 HANA 2023. Direct conversion to the S4 HANA 2023. Directly you can go for that one. Directly you can go for the S4 HANA 2023 versions here. So there is a one more thing here. There is a one more thing here. What about the NetWeaver stack level? Suppose what about the NetWeaver stack level here? NetWeaver stack level here. Suppose you are in the NetWeaver soft level. Suppose system conversions are supported from ECC 6 to EHP8. Directly you can go for the direct conversion. But what about the underlying NetWeaver released version? Every product, the NetWeaver system is NetWeaver product is very important, right? NetWeaver product is very important here. What about the underlying? What about the underlying SAP NetWeaver release for running the system conversion to S4 system? What about the underlying NetWeaver version here, right? So we should have to also maintain the minimum NetWeaver version also, right? So if you are in the SAP NetWeaver version 7.0, the minimum patch level SP17 should be required here, right? SP17. Also, some customers, they are in the 7. So if it is the minimum SAP 7.0, so EHP1, I think EHP2, there the minimum patch level we have to meet it. SP05, I think minimum patch level we need to meet for this release versions. But so 7.5, NetWeaver 7.5. So if I think almost all customers are in the NetWeaver 7.5 only underlying ERP. So if they are EHP 7, then EHP 7.4, EHP 8, then EHP 7.5. So like that, we have to maintain the product version, right? So if it is the 7.4 below, we need to maintain the minimum patch levels. Same as part of the EHP upgrade, we can also update the NetWeaver systems as well. NetWeaver, the underlying product also we can import it. If the NetWeaver 5 plus the minimum patch levels means no minimum subscription is required. So directly, so we can update to the our S4HANA conversion. We can update it here directly. We can update to the S4HANA version. We can update it here, right? So and also we need to check the product version, maintenance version, license. There are some prerequisites. So to meet this one, there are some prerequisites we have to meet it here. So when we are starting the actual S4HANA conversion, so when you are going with the source system requirement, we need to cross check all those things. We need to cross check all those things here. So why I am discussing here, the conversion scenario, the conversion scenarios we are discussing here, right? So some customers, they are not in the this minimum patch levels. They are not in the minimum patch level. So that time they have to go for upgrade plus conversion. Both they have to plan it here. The customers who are already meeting the minimum patch levels, they are already in the minimum, then they can directly, without any system upgrade, they can directly go for the system conversion activities and they can go for this one here. So and also there the new implementation, there the if they want to go for the new implementation is also option for the systems have been too much custom code and which contains the many custom code data, so which has been old. So that's why SAP recommending archiving or delete the redundant data. So which is redundant data like that. They are for any legacy systems. So they are proposing, they are planning to do this one here, right? So that's then if any systems running, if any SAP version which cannot be migrated in one step, we have to making conversion project is the lengthy, means two-step approach. It's very lengthy. So some systems directly conversion is not possible. We have to upgrade, then we have to convert it here. So very old version of the SAP system, they are in the still non-unique code. That is also very lengthy. If they are using the some non-SAP third-party legacy systems here, that is also, so we need to that is also risky. That is also a risky, and also we need to carefully plan the conversion related activities here. If they use the SAP, but some add-ons are not supported, then in that case also they have to plan for new implementation approach or anything, they have to plan it. So they have highly customized code and modified the SAP system, lot of custom code, then that customers directly they can go for the new implementation or greenfield implementation, they can go for, then selective migration, they can plan it here. So new implementation, new model company, they can plan it. So system conversion means it's a brownfield scenario, existing ERP system at a single step we can convert to the S4HANA system. There is a technical procedure we have to do it, custom code migration, simplification, item catalog, readiness check reports. There are many things we have many checks we have to involve it here. Then many teams, many checks, many possibility scenarios we have to do it, and any uninstallation components we have to uninstall it, we have to plan it in advance. So this is also a time taking process, but if you are meeting the minimum patch levels as part of the system conversion, it's a uh, we can reduce the timelines as well here, right? And also the landscape transformation, selective data transition is a conversion scenario where you have the multiple ERP systems are there. They want to migrate it to the or integrated into the one common S4HANA system, right? You have the in each region we have the UK, US, maybe India. So APAC, there are the multiple ECC systems are there. So, right, you want to integrate all the data into one S4HANA system. That time they can use the selective data transformation. So in this case, you have the several ERP system of the, so maybe some different reasons. We have the multiple, suppose like 3 ERP systems each region. So this is the one of the common scenario they will use for, so integrate all the data into the one ERP system here. So one ERP system. So this is the first step for the So new implementation, best practices, they convert existing system into, S4HANA systems here. These are the types of them. We have to go for the project wise. We have to carefully, we have to plan this selective data migration here. So we, for this one, so they have to maybe some business selective data migration. We have to carefully, we have to plan it. So why? Because three ECC systems are systems data we are merging into the one S4 HANA cloud or S4 HANA system we are merging. So which means carefully we have to plan the project by project, step by step. So several phases we have to meet it. One business go live is done, another business go live. So like that we have to go for this one. Why? Because this scenario should only be considered for, so large multinational corporations are there. They have the multiple ERP systems. So that time they can go for the landscape transformation. So they have the business requirement, consolidate these systems into central system, historical data that need to be retained or migrate to the new system. So that time they can go for the this scenario, hybrid this scenario like, so this scenario they can go for that one here, selective data migration here. So these are the, so three scenarios SAP. So SAP provided three migration scenarios: new implementation, greenfield, brownfield, and landscape transformation. This is the landscape transformation is a very dangerous phase here. Why? Because three systems we are merging into the one system, means there are the multiple phases we have to do it, multiple approach, multiple phases we have to do it here. So in these phases, we are going to do the step number 2, system conversion, and we are going to do here as part of the system conversion activities. So the steps like, so we are going to maybe from today or today onwards, we are going to build a new system. We are going to build a, so new ECC EHP8 system. We are going to build it. Then after that, we will copy the data. We have the one system is there where we have the data is there. Copy the data from maybe client copy or whatever it may be. We will copy the data from that system to, so from source to this ECC system. Then after that, after that, once the data is copied, we can plan the conversion preparation activities. Conversion preparation steps we need to follow it here. Means source system requirement, whether we are meeting or not. So what is the source patch levels, target patch levels? So source requirement is Unicode or not, source level requirement, add-ons, plugins, all those things we have to do that one. So once we are meeting, then we have the conversion strategies, right? So prepare phase and realization phase, they are the three phases here. In the prepare phase, source system requirement collecting and also custom code. There are multiple nodes. We have to implement it, readiness, backbone, TCI upload. There are many things are there to do. So this is about the high level things we are going to do. Maybe starting from today itself, we are going to, I'm going to create the new VM for us for migration. New VM I am going to create it here. In that we are going to install the plain ECC system. We will install it, then data copy, then we can start the our actual activities. We can start it. This is what we are going to do now. Just this is only just information, just introduction class only. So but in the, when we go for the actual things detailed way, what above stack system, not the dual stack, all those things we will discuss, more on the, when we go for the actual topics here. Okay, so any questions, anyone?
Yes, sir. This is Pradeep. So new VM means we are not going to create it on cloud, right? It's like on the normal data center only.
Normal existing
Yeah.
on-premise data center only.
Okay.
And our source system is an SQL, right?
Yeah, that is what, it's a very simple database. ECC on SQL server only.
So while installing the plain system, we'll be installing this SQL also.
Yes, SQL server also we have to install. SQL we have to install it. Then on top of ECC we have to install it.
Mm.
You want
So,
to, you want to see SQL server installation as well?
yeah.
Yes, then we will plan it tomorrow in the class itself, how to install it, the source system preparation activities, what are the add-ons, plugins we have to take care, all those things we'll do it. By tomorrow, by today I will create provision the all your accounts. Then tomorrow in the class, we will see what are the .NET. Why? Because any new system, any new implementation, the .NET VC runtime components are, it should be up to date. VC runtime components, C++ components, it should be up to date. So this will have to install it. So then SQL Server we have to install it. Why? Because when you are directly installing SQL Server, it always refer the VC runtime components in the Windows or something like that. So we need to carefully plan this one. We'll see that. Then we will directly we will install the SQL Server in the class itself.
Yeah, that it will help us to build the system also.
Yes, we'll
From
do that
scratch,
one.
yeah. So Ravi, you mentioned that regarding add-ons, we need to uninstall. So let's say some customer says that I don't want that add-on to be uninstalled, and let's say that add-on is compatible with new S4 version also. So how it will handle in that case?
Then in the direct step, it will maybe it's required some updates. Then we have to update that add-on, maybe spam or saint, we can update it. Then we can directly jump into the why? Because that add-on will not be removed. So as per the custom, as per the vendor says, this add-on will support to the S4HANA systems. You no need to remove it. Then some DMO, some tool will not remove that add-on. Why? Because it is applicable, right? It will not remove. So then as is, it will keep the same version as is, it will keep into the S4HANA system as well.
But we'll have to update that add-on before we start this.
In case we are not meeting the minimum updated version, then definitely we have to update it. So we are already updating some ABC add-on. So we suppose like it's in the 4.0 SP14 example, SP4 we have. So it's the add-on, if is SP5 onwards, it will support the S4HANA systems also, means we need to update to the SP4 to SP5, we have to update it. Otherwise, during the prerequisite section, there is in the checks phase itself, not the checks phase itself, during the extraction phase itself, extraction configuration phase itself, it will detect the issues, it will show. So these add-ons are not getting supported in the configuration phase itself. It is going to remove in your S4HANA system. So you are not meeting the minimum levels. Please update. Then again, we have to update our add-ons to the minimum patch levels. We have to update it. Some tool will detect all these issues.
Oh, fine.
Hello. Hello, Ravi.
Yeah.
Some add-ons we cannot able to remove, right? Like recently I have faced IAM and QAM add-ons, which are came with the like ECC package as a package, but we cannot able to remove that add-on. So it took so much of we have raised SAP also. So one patch they have suggested one add-on we cannot able to remove. So at that scenario we can able to proceed.
Yeah, some tool will delete it. Some tool will delete it, that add-on. Means
Okay.
some tool will remove while it's going to the S4HANA system. So what SAP said on that one?
Okay.
What SAP said for your answer? Like
actually there was a one IAM and QAM like those add-ons are came as a business as a package, and they have installed that packages.
Okay.
So they are not using. So the customer wants that to remove that patches. As they are not using, they are being charged. So they told to remove that add-on. So when we have checked, cannot able to remove. So we have approached SAP. So SAP has given one note for IAM, but QAM there is cannot able to remove. Like it is just so for at that scenario. So you told that some will remove, right?
Yeah, some tool will detect whether it can be removed or not. Some tool will detect this one, will give the information actually. In the configuration phase itself, when it is calculating the source patch levels in the target version which we selected, it will check what are the compatible add-ons and everything. It will give the information. So based on that, if we are unable to remove it, some tool will remove it. If we can plan to remove it in the Saint uninstall add-ons, it's not possible to uninstall it, then definitely some tool will do that one.
Okay. And another thing, my client is still in 7.3. So for NetViewer 7.3, can able to directly he go to conversion, or he has to upgrade
EHP
to
level.
7.5
What about the EHP level?
EHP 5.
EHP, yeah, ECC 4 to EHP 4 to ECC 5, 5.0.
No, ECC 6, EHP 5.
Oh, okay. Then in this case, no minimum SP level is required for here, but NetWeaver stack. So what is the NetWeaver stack level?
In
7.3?
7.3.
3 minimum SP level.
SP level need to check.
Okay. Maybe minimum SP level we need to check it out. Maybe there is, if you go to the product availability matrix, let me
Okay.
show you.